if you think you nigga. Then my motherfucking trigger. Can I be mad? Is it good? You make me represent the one time. So,
Hey, it's your girl, Ms. D, and this is Binfluenced Live with your girl, Lady T, La Finesse Queen, bringing you the inside out. We talking money, power, respect. It's not just Black lives that matter, but it is Black dollars that matter. And we have a special guest in the studio today. He goes by the name Vigilante, but he is ReMarcus still. So he's joining us today, and him and Lady T are about to kick it off, and I'm going to fall back, and I'll talk to you again when we are ready to bring you those Black business spotlight. This is your girl, Ms. D, and it's time for the Inside Out.
What's up, y'all? What's up? It's Lady T, the Finesse Queen, and you are rocking with the Inside Out. Today, I have a special guest, so we are all talking about entrepreneurship because Black lives matter, but Black wealth is essential to our progression. Essential to our progression. I was looking at some statistics today, and the wealth gap is widening. It's not even closing as much as we think it is. It's very much so widening. So here with us today, Vigilante, who is an entrepreneur, a trader, a financial literacy entrepreneur that's, feeding the wealth to the people and to the nation. You're not just into trading wealth standards, but you're into shoes and playing cards and clothing and entertainment. And where else do I stop? Like, you do everything. A Renaissance man. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Vigilante. Let the people know exactly who you are and what you do, because you do so much. If we had to sum it up, how would you sum it up, everything that you do?
With all of the titles that I have, the three that have stuck the most to me are mogul, philanthropist, humanitarian.
Okay, mm-hmm. I received that. Mogul, humanitarian, philanthropist. Okay. I definitely received that, because that's what we need in our community. Not just people who are, we don't need just Black wealthy people, because we have people who have wealth, who have learned how to obtain wealth in our communities, but that are not necessarily reaching back and creating that humanitarian aspect to the wealth.
Right.
So tell me, what are some ways that you accumulated your wealth? Or tell me some of your business endeavors that have helped you accumulate wealth.
So my mom, she watched me, because Vigilante Vision is not really like, I don't have an LLC for it, so it's not like a business yet, because I've been watching every other business that's around me to see what it is that I need to do specifically to make sure that I don't make a lot of mistakes once I do start my business. So my mom watched me create Vigilante Vision when I was 19. I'm 25 now. And it kind of sparked her to want to step out on her own, because she works at Northside Breast Care Center, to start her credit business.
Dope.
And because of that, her credit business helped me accumulate the wealth of myself about 3 years ago, when I was one of her guinea pigs.
Okay.
And her credit trial and error strategies.
Right. Right.
Her strategies work.
Okay.
And
so you got an 800 credit score. You sitting up there. All right, we ain't gonna put the people all up in your pockets, but you there.
I can pretty much get anything that I want at any time that I want it.
Okay.
And so I'm blessed to say that, because it helped me with me being her test dummy, and then it helped me to be able to spread the knowledge to other people, because I got more reach than she does. So now she has over 100 clients, and she's merging from her 9-to-5 job to permanently just running her credit business. So my wealth was first started through me having a decent credit score and being able to get decent credit lines, and then actually learning how to operate credit.
Credit restoration.
Yeah.
Credit restoration is essential in wealth and obtaining wealth, because a lot of times We don't understand that corporate companies are not spending their money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't start up. Their startup doesn't come from them in their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from somebody else. It's borrowed money.
Yep.
It's other people's problems, other people's money.
Mm-hmm.
OPM, other
Yeah.
people's money.
Other
That's
people's
how
money.
you obtain your wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essential. So credit restoration. So
Yeah.
you grasp that, the hold of that,
Mm-hmm.
credit restoration. Give me some tips in credit that can help our folks when they're looking to obtain wealth. Where should they start? If their credit is, let's say, you looking at Credit Karma and you ain't even in the good, you
below 500.
You below 500.
Okay.
Where is somewhere they should start?
In the mentality. I don't want you to do anything physical until you do everything mental. When you look at that number, are you okay with it or are you not okay with it? That's the first question that we gotta ask. Once we figure out that you're not okay with it, then the next step is, what did you do? Now it's ownership. You're not okay with it, but you have to figure out what happened. Ownership. Was it the third car, the fourth car, the fifth car, the second eviction, the third one, the third repossession? What was it? Was it your last girlfriend? Did she run a bag up on your card and you ain't really had that bread, but you ain't want to tell her? What happened?
Assess the situation.
Assess what happened. So that's the second thing. The third thing is re-render your mind about what credit actually is. Everybody has it. Everybody has to have it. Like it's almost is. I don't want to say have to, because in some instances you don't, but in 90% of instances you do. So since it's essential, you might as well make it work for you. So don't look at it like a thing where it's like, especially in the African American community, we look at it like it's don't get that credit card because you're not going to be able to pay it back. Well, why wouldn't I? Are you telling me that I don't make money? Why would you feel like that I didn't? So what exactly are you saying within what you're saying?
Right.
Because what you should be doing is encouraging me to get it and helping me come up with strategies to where nothing goes wrong.
Yes.
So that way I can fuel that to the next generation.
Like in our communities, a lot this year, a lot of people were looking for help with their businesses during the pandemic, because it was a lot of people pushing out loans and pushing out money. You know, with the SBA, you can go get
throwing bags around.
Throwing bags around. And then I see some people in our community are like afraid of the money. Like, no, I'm not gonna get it because then I gotta pay it back and da da da. So you're not gonna gamble on yourself? You don't believe in yourself?
I'm so glad you said that.
You taking a gamble on yourself.
The older that you get is the more that you realize that that's all that life is you gambling on yourself.
That's it.
That right there is actually how I pick my friends. It's how I pick my business partners. It's how I pick everybody. And ultimately, that's how everything that you've seen on Instagram came into fruition, was me gambling on myself. Me taking the bus and the train in 2-degree weather to go meet this person, to go meet that person, just to shake their hand, just to take a picture. Not even to change my whole life, but to do the steps by steps, because all I got is one life. So in some instances, I have no choice but to gamble on myself. So why not gamble on myself all the time?
Right. Exactly. And so you gambled on yourself. You started with credit. You got your credit up.
Yeah.
Restored that.
Yeah.
But you probably didn't have to do much restoration. You probably just had to do a lot of building because you said you were young when you started working on your credit.
I was about 19.
So you had yet to kind of jump into, I guess, bad credit.
I think all I had on there was just because I'm gonna say 20, because I graduated from college when I was 19. So the year after, I would say I got my first small credit card. My mom opened it up. I bought a pair of shoes from I think Marshall's, and the shoes was like $30, and then I didn't know how to pay it back because I didn't know nothing about credit, because my mom didn't teach me about credit. So the amount was accumulating, and it was at an interest. I didn't know.
So it might have been like $60 pair of shoes. Now they $200 on you owe the credit card.
Yep. And I had to pay them back slowly because I really didn't have money like that back then. So once my mom saw what was going on with the credit card, she was like, "Nah, it's okay. I'll take it." So she took the card for herself, and then she ended up putting more on it. Like she went shopping with it. So when she went shopping with it, that actually boosted the card up. I think it was like a 300 line from them. And then she actually spent like 250. So I had already had 60. Then I had interest piled on it because I didn't know what to do with it. Then she spent the rest of it, and then she wasn't paying it back. So that was on my name.
Yeah.
So when I got my first cards from when she started her business, that was the first thing that we had to get off.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and she owed it to me.
Yeah,
So
she owed it to you.
She went ahead.
I know
and
some
did
people doing credit restoration for like one of my friends. She works on my credit. I just got a letter the other day that said so many things were deleted and that my credit had been raised by 12 points. But she did so much. I'm like, let me drop this bag off in your account. She's like, no, you good. But a lot of people, her rate start at $500 to $1,000 for credit restoration.
Mm-hmm.
So your mama had to get you right.
Yeah.
On the freebie, had to get her baby together.
That's a fact. Yes, she did.
Had to get you right. And so a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happened to me when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Got my first credit card from Citibank. It's so amazing to me how you can't, when you like 18, 19 years old, you cannot walk into a bank and say, let me have a $3,000 loan to start my business. Mm-hmm. But what you can do is you can apply for a $3,000 credit card
from your bank,
which is crazy to me because it's like they want to create this cycle of bad habits
mm-hmm. versus
us learning how to use credit to our benefit. I bought a comforter set when I was in college on a credit card. That was like $84, mm-hmm. and I ended up paying on that comforter set for like 6 months. And it was pointless. I was late on it, and they tag on the late, you did another $35 this month, and the next month. And you young, you 18 years old, so you're not used to paying bills. Mm-hmm. And I feel like what's essential is we need to tell our youth, yes, go get you a credit card. Mm-hmm. When you get that credit card, use it for gas only. Mm-hmm. Every time you spend that $30 on that gas, okay, sit that $30 to the side because your actual cash. Because when it's time to pay that bill, you need to make sure that you're able to pay that bill. Mm-hmm. You need to make sure that you're responsible and paying it on time within that time period. What is the time period when? Is it 10 days before the billing cycle? I think that is like the best time to pay.
Every card is actually different. So from what I'm seeing, the only thing that's 9 times out of 10 universal is that it cycles after that 30 days. So nothing goes on your card after the first 30-day cycle. So whatever you do in January, it reflects in February, and then it becomes permanent in March. Mm. So you almost get a free month, essentially. You paying everything a month behind on purpose, but you paying it ahead so that the numbers look nice. So it's hard to explain. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So then my advice to the youth, instead of just getting a credit card or starting with a credit card, start with a secure card then, because then that's where it's your money that you're playing with. You can go to any bank, ask them for a secure card, take your $300, put it on that card, $500, whatever you want to put, and that way it's your money that you're using. And then after 6 months to a year, they will then replace your money with their money. They'll match you or give you your money back. And
let you keep
your money, and it'll still be building your credit. Mm-hmm. So I think that's somewhere to start, because you don't want a pair of $60 shoes turn into a $200 bill. Right. But now talking about shoes, tell me a little bit about your shoe brand, because you are a man, like we said, a Renaissance man, and you got some fly kicks on your feet. Show the people these fly kicks.
Thank
you. Yeezys ain't got nothing on them.
I like Yeezys though.
They cool, but I like these better.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I like them better. I will say.
Shout out to Ye.
Yeah. Shout out to them. But these fly.
Thank you.
These fly.
I like these too.
Cop them. What can the people cop these? And how did you come about with a sneaker line? Tell me. Where did you start with a sneaker line? Where did you decide I want to have my own brand of sneakers? And what do you call these hot sneakers?
Well, the company is called MLO. It's Men's Luxury Outlet, but it's a unisex company.
Okay.
So I actually ran across them on Instagram, and I guess that they saw all the movies and TV shows and stuff that I have been in. So we sparked a conversation, and the conversation was very short, very direct, very to the point. And when I went to their website, the level of professionalism that I saw was A1. The level of professionalism through the branches that they had was A1. usually the businesses that I'm used to talking to is usually one person that does everything. But with them, it's like, no, you got to talk to this for this and talk to this person for this. So everything was so organized. I knew that me partnering with them would help me increase my business etiquette to where now I'll understand how different branches work and who to talk to for what, for when I have my own building.
Right.
So when I partnered with them, the sales just shot up, and they saw that they wanted me to come in at first as an influencer. I'm not an influencer. I'm a partner. I want stake here. And I believe in the product so much that I'm paying for my own visuals. Like, you probably seen the basketball commercial. I got that whole thing set up myself, and that idea was myself. And it was after I shot that commercial where they were like, okay, we see that he's not about to just get the shoes, take a picture, put it on here, try to get some likes, promo code. It's way beyond that.
Right.
We're about to have this everywhere now.
Ownership.
You
said you want to own this shit.
I wanna have a part in the ship.
Right.
Because they built it, so I have to be respectful with how I come in the way that I approach my partnership position.
Right.
I'm one of the people where I don't. This may sound weird, but I don't believe in being the token black dude. I believe in any position that you give me at the table. I appreciate that, because you never had to even let me in the door. So, and they're majority minority ran, and a percentage of all of their proceeds go toward the officers who murdered Breonna Taylor. So all of these were great selling points, and why I wanted to.
You said the proceeds of the finances go towards
the prosecution of the officers.
Okay,
who
got
murdered
you.
Breonna
Prosecution.
Taylor.
Okay.
Now I'm assuming that they're going to the same cause, but a different variation of it now, because the court proceedings just happened. So I'm pretty sure that it's going toward the same type of cause now, though.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll have an update for y'all probably next week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so you are a partner with this company, MLO.
MMLO.
MMLO.
MLO.
MLO. Okay. All right, cool. MLO. MLO. MLO.
Sure, we can call it MLO.
I don't know why I want to keep saying MLO.
Yeah.
It just roll off the tongue.
Yeah, I feel
it roll off the tongue.
The check goes to the same place.
Check goes to the same place.
MLO.
Okay, cool. So sneaker deal, and then tell me about so on top of sneakers, you're also endeavoring into playing cards. Tell me about these playing cards.
Let me see, do I have any, you check that bag. We're about to see if I have some to show you live on the air.
Okay, I hope so.
I also, shout out to You're On Deck. They had faith in me, and I started with no playing card experience at all, and we built a relationship to where now we're doing poker chips, playing cards, and phone cases, a little circle thing that y'all be having back there.
Okay. Oh yeah, the little that you hold your phone with.
That thing.
Okay. Okay, so, cool. So y'all customize playing cards and poker chips. That's dope. So you can just hit up
You're On Deck.
You're On Deck.
And then that's the website, and YOD Cards is the Instagram.
YOD Cards. Okay. And then literally whatever image you desire, you can have it put on the card.
Have it put on them cards.
Dope.
Well, you know what? It sounds like he's perfect for the next drop, because cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the dollar.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Like, you are doing the thing. Like, I don't even know if I'm gonna have to do a Black business segment today, spotlight, because hey, we got it sitting right here, right?
Black business on deck.
Right, he is definitely doing it.
Yes. All right, so
I believe in money, power, respect. First you get the money, then you get the motherfucking power. After you get the fucking power,
Is this Cardi B?
you run town.
Oh.
Get out. The door is right there.
It's only 25. Lil Kim has never been like my you know, I like Lil Kim. I don't know, I'm more of a Lauryn Hill, Jasmine Sullivan kind of person.
Make the sound and get back to cats. Let's make 230, 6'2". He runs for you, that's like a cat versus a pit bull. Done, no paper. Keep hunger and plan for the future, cause you figure he's gonna be older, way longer, and you're gonna be younger. He lied, 1 ounce, that he lied, 1 ounce, that he right, 1 ounce, that he denied.
Like, you can just slide them on and slide them off too.
Right.
Yeah, they super comfortable.
He lied, 1 ounce,
Yeah, they only $59. And you can do payment plans, so I think it's like $17 a week or something.
only time to tell how the clock ticks. I really love hair, but it's still a hot stick. Personalities, check the box. Smoking out the mouth, clear out the nostrils.
Are we coming right back in after this song? Okay, I got some time to show you some different ones.
Okay, I was just
about 10 diamonds, 25,000 apiece, fuck streets. Trying to own the island, forget about wildin', try riding. In the car that's Latin,
This is like the only disadvantage is that the camera is not already built into the studio, so we have to have our own.
They all so different.
Yo, nothing but the hotness whenever we drop this. Monotonous, keep hating cause y'all never gon' stop us. I keep my rock spotless in my whole pocket. Take time, try to figure out who the lock is. Fear no one, kick rhymes like showgun. Scared with no one, get robbed with your own gun. If I don't respect you, I'ma check you. And if I check you, I'ma peck you. Right before I wet you, I sneeze on track and bless you. I'm special,
This is the person I can't remember the name of his speakers, but I highlighted him a while ago.
Spots in the bakery to get back bread. And y'all said my money spent, but it's in the bin. So when the meds come, the dog and hit get a sit. And my story self-explanatory. Then I'm the hottest thing on the street when y'all ain't got nothing for me.
He lied,
Yeah.
1 ounce, that he lied, 1 ounce, that he right, 1 ounce, that
It was higher too, yeah, that's what it was. I had it too low.
1 ounce, that
This thing is got rock deep. What?
1 ounce, that he right, 1 ounce, that 1 ounce, that 1 ounce, that.
I hope they ain't got me blocked. I ain't never tried.
Oh, global.
All right, move over.
Split them up, wet them up, watch them come, get them up.
Hey, I'm not
Shut 'em
blocked.
up. Bitch, I make your shit hurt, step back like I did first. You think a fucking game, you think I'm playing? Can you land? You ran the junkyard, you can't. Mom to the whole brand, coming home, but you not. You sitting up in the trunk, starting to rap. The hell is hot, because I'm here now, baby. It's going down, baby. Get the 4 pounds, baby. And let off up to the nigga. Especially if he think he nigga. With my motherfucking trigger. Can I get mine? Is it gone? You make me represent the 1
He
time.
lied.
So,
1 ounce, that he lied. 1 ounce, that he right. 1 ounce, that.
In transit. Get them on the first.
Okay, you already got an outfit to surround it around you?
Listen, might have to get me a fade like clothes.
Oh, yeah, you might as well. I don't see why
Fade
not.
like clothes.
It's comfortable, so they got some really good material.
Oh, that piece you got, I think that,
Oh, this one?
let's go. Oh, you made that? Oh, you made that piece. You got me. You gotta take the finger.
Running up in gates and doing this for high stakes, making my way on 5 skates. No question, I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. No question, I would flow off and try to get the dough off. Checking up right boys on board. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater.
If I already have t-shirts
like
that I want made
figured out I was the wrong rap. So I got with a sick tight clip and went all out. Catching keys from cross seas, rolling in MPVs every week. We make 40 G's. Yo, brothers, just
So we still live on YouTube right now?
We are organic, honey.
No, I feel it.
Get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. YouTube's gonna probably do that.
He's doing a great job on Power Book 2. Are you watching it?
Don't talk about it. I didn't watch last two.
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing about it. I was just gonna say he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job.
I will say, I'm in this space now where TV is kind of going. I'm trying to see if I can on television. Why does there have to be so much sex all the time?
So much what? Sex. Oh,
How would they have 2 sex scenes in a row?
the whole Power, the original Power.
Why does it have to be?
This is Nagase. He's been out for a moment. Tyreek. This is a video we did, but I had to go here to see the name. But he's Nagase Footwear. He's had a sneaker line for some time. You may want to check it out.
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Spell it for me.
And
Negasa.
N-A.
Oh, it's A?
N-A-G-A?
N-A-G-A-S-T.
Okay.
Oh, so we're not even talking about the same one. Oh, no, I wasn't even talking about them.
You found them?
Yeah.
N-A-G-A-S-T, right?
I was talking about E.
See what she has, how she put it up. Because I don't have my glasses on. I can't see your phone time.
So she's talking about a different brand, but this is who I thought you were talking about in the gas. But I got some people, they like combat 10 boots.
Okay.
I'm at Power Book.
Yeah, but I got it.
Right?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Yeah, the gas got some dope stuff too.
Okay, now show me this
So I realized if I don't let the song play out, then it's going to play a song over when I start it because it's on the left. All right. So that was our little break there in between. You see us in here busting it up. You know what I like? Like, I'm not going to do the Black Business Spotlight because, Vigilante got enough businesses for us to go around. But if you've been watching us, you see our phones going back and forth and conversation and dialogue. This is what Black unity is supposed to be about. This brother has his own footwear. Well, he's a partner in a footwear line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is here wanting to support other Black businesses who have footwear brands and footwear lines. You know what? And a lot of times, Black business owners get caught in this thing where I don't want to share information with you, or I'm not going to promote somebody else, or, I'm not going to spotlight or shout out another brand because you think it's going to take something away from you. But it's enough of us to go around. You know what I'm saying? And if I promote you, you promote me, then we both eat. So I'm going to applaud you for that because he been in here. You've been seeing the dialogue and everything going back. And that's what we've been doing. We've been talking about other brands and he's been hitting them up in IG and following them. So that's what Black unity is all about. You know what I'm saying?
And then one thing I like really a lot about what you said when we were talking about the MLO sneakers is that you didn't want to just enter that relationship as a influencer. You want to enter it as a partnership, which holds way more weight. And then it's also like acknowledging the fact that I see that you have something that's great, and I honor what you have, and I want to join what you have, but you have to give me an equal seat at the table. And so I respect that, because a lot of times we think that we need to start something, or we need to be everything that's being done right now has already been done. Everything under the sun has already been done. So a lot of times to partner and to collaborate is effective and is essential in helping us grow and go further. Like the African proverb, you want to go farther, go together.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect that. I respect that a lot. And like a lot of your stuff you were talking about, your shoes, your playing cards, they're partnership deals. Tell me about Fade Life Clothing. Is that also a partnership deal?
Yes, it is. It is. I actually just met with the owner and his wife 2 weeks ago. We just had dinner, and he actually signed up for my Forex team.
Oh.
So I wanted to start his company because they're paying me. So I said, not only am I going to bring you customers, but now I'm going to put you in a position where now you can trade and make residual income, and you can get the money right back without having to rely on sales. So now your business can exist without you putting out product. Putting out product is just the icing on the cake now.
That's essential.
Mm-hmm.
That is essential. So Fade Life Clothing is a brand that, tell me about the name Fade Life. What does it stand for, or what does it represent? And then what type of clothing does Fade Life carry?
I want to say it's also unisex as well. Me and the owner have not spoken in depth on how they came up with the name. The partnership is brand new.
Okay.
So I would have loved for him, because he's coming this weekend. So I'm one of them people where I love for people to speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have loved to just turn this seat over to him so that he could say exactly how everything started. And then we speak together on the mic about how our partnership started. I know that the clothes are great quality. They're very affordable. It's 2 Black owners and they are cousins. One lives in Chicago and the other lives in Carolina. And
cool. What part of Carolina?
I'm not sure. I know it's not that far. It's like an hour drive. So it has to be like right on the cusp. Right there. Yeah.
Carolina doing a lot of things. I just recently sat down with some folks from Carolina. Shout out to them since we're talking about Black businesses, but they have a Black water company selling bottled water, alkaline water too, not just your regular, purified water, but it's alkaline water from the land of North Carolina that's mineral dense. And there's water that the land naturally alkalines the water, and now they are selling it. But they are, Live Water is the name. But make sure you follow and be influenced, because I'm gonna make sure that we post more information about those guys.
Is it Live Water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, Live Water, I believe, is the.
If not, then we can just find it off here.
Yep.
It might be this one right here, or this one.
I'm gonna find it for you.
Okay.
And but yeah, we're gonna definitely get it posted on our Be Influenced page, because Black folks out here doing some amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We doing something. We not just doing your mom and pop restaurants or just your t-shirt brands, but we moving into the sneakers too.
Yeah.
Full outfits. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
So
everything.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So you got the full out, you got the clothes, you got the shoes. Mm-hmm. They can get fresh with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can get fresh with you. And then since you got the jewelry over here, I low-key want to shout out this piece you got right here on your neck, this clear quartz. Tell us the Instagram of the young lady who made that, who is here with us.
Well, it's 2. You can follow her personal page, _teacup_, and then you can follow her creative page, Teacup Creations, and hit her up, and then she'll make you some very affordable jewelry. Whatever your birthstone, whatever stone it is that you resonate with, is the one that you'll be rocking every single day.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. My neck piece is not stones, but I did get it from the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. But
that's special.
Yeah, it's special.
Mm-hmm.
Special. So we got some special pieces we rocking today.
Yeah.
Around our neck, as kings and queens should, as they did.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors had their crowns and their jewels, because they were wealthy, not just spiritually, not just mentally, but financially as well. So let's talk more so about finances. You mentioned in the beginning you are a humanitarian and a philanthropist. Tell me in what ways. So you've told us some ways of how you acquire your wealth. I know that 4X is also a part of your wealth standard. So I want you to get into depth about that. Tell us a little bit about 4X, but I also want to know what makes you a philanthropist.
That was a beautiful segue, because actually my philanthropy and its existence began with me trading Forex. When I looked up, being a businessman is a very easy thing. Not easy, but it's a very common thing to say. So being more on the philanthropy side is more the type of person that I am. I like helping more than I like gaining from. So when
Sean has a lyric in his new song. Have you heard his new album?
What
It's
is
dope, but he says, I like to be the one. It's hard for me taking favors because I like to be the one giving them. And so
we might be the same way. we might be the same way. I'll easily take a favor, but I probably won't know how to react to having a favor done for me since I'm always the one usually doing it. It makes me appreciate it a lot more. I'm a gratitude person.
Yeah.
So even when I do something for somebody and I don't see gratitude from them, I probably won't do it for them again.
Right. Yeah.
So when I joined Forex, there is an element in there where you have the opportunity to offer it to other people. And you can offer it to them to where they have to pay for their entry, or to where you can help them gain free access by you pulling the money out of your pocket and giving them entry. So I wanted to target people who normally wouldn't even know about anything about foreign exchange in areas where I can help people employ themselves to where we can change the narrative of our demographic as a whole, and we can spike the numbers of the wealth that is accumulated within our demographic. So what I did was I took $5,000 out of my own pocket and I gifted 21 people with an account so that they can start trading with Forex. And I looked at the numbers the other day and it actually is 38 now. And I looked this morning and it's 41. So now my goal is to accumulate $10,000 worth. So I'm close to that goal.
$10,000 worth of humanitarian funds that you have given back to people. Okay, that's essential. And understanding, I think with me, Forex has sounded like it's extremely beneficial to our community. And I see a lot of us moving forward and progressing and growing at, astronomical rates at this point. But I think it's important because where we lack in the African American community, like, for example, when it comes to numbers, let's just break it down into numbers, plain numbers. The wealth gap is so much so that African American median for a two-family household is at average $35K. And that's at low average. At low average for whites, $61K. That's almost half of a difference. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think that a lot of the wealth gap comes from financial literacy. As I was doing some research, I was looking into the PFIN, which is a way that tells what exactly we know about how proficient we are when it comes to finances. And African Americans score pretty low when it comes to the PFIN. I know myself, there's a lot that I have to constantly, as a business owner, figure out on my own. It's not a lot of times that I have had a mentor or someone who else is a business owner who said, this is how you set up your LLC. Or when you get your EIN number, I'm always quick to tell people your EIN number is free. If y'all listening out there, the EIN number is free. If you need to get it on irs.gov. It's free. You can go to certain websites and they'll have you paying $300. But just little stuff like that is where we lack when it comes to financial literacy. And so I find that with Forex, I think that a lot more of us probably would join if we knew more about it, because that's where I am with it. Like, I don't know much about it. When it comes to literacy in the trading market, I don't know.
And I wish you would have told me that. I would have brought my laptop. I would be in here live trading right in front of you. Man. Okay, so
the door is always open, honey. It's always open.
Oh yeah, I'll be back, definitely. I like the energy in here. I'm gonna break it down for you too, and for the listeners who do want to know more about it. So there's 3 ways that you can make money: high frequency trading, low frequency trading, and network marketing. So network marketing is pretty much what I spoke about when I said that I opened up my own pockets for the other people and allowed them to sign underneath me to help me build my residuals while at the same time helping them become entrepreneurs. So now they have the ability to trade on the exact same foreign exchange market that I trade on, and that the other millionaires trade on, and that every bank trades on. So they actually have the potential to earn more money than I do. Somebody that I sign can end up 5 times richer than me. That's
why couldn't you accumulate that same wealth if you
I
are
could.
also in the?
It depends on how hard I work. If the person who signed her up is a P600, she's a P1000, I'm a P1000, she's on her way to being a P2000, I'm on my way to being a P2000. That means I make $2,000 a month residually for the rest of my life until I rank up. So in a sense, we outwork that person, but our goal wasn't to outwork him. That's just how it happened to happen. So if I sign somebody and they sign up 20,000 people in 1 month because they have 1 million followers on Instagram, did he do that on purpose, or did that happen to be the circumstance? So he has the potential to do that. In order for me to have $750,000 every month, I have to sign up 70,000 people. I have an Instagram following of 50,000. So those numbers become a lot more realistic when people change their way of thinking and how they think about stuff. Like, they're quick to say that it's a pyramid scheme, but in a pyramid scheme, you don't have the opportunity to pass up the person that's above you. In a pyramid scheme, you can't really work cohesively with the person that's above you. You can only work with the people that's below you. In Forex, it's a ladder, it's a web. We can all work with each other and we can all make money together, inside of the team and outside of the team. And I don't want to get too sidetracked, but then that brings me to the conversation that I had with the lady. Mm-hmm. And I actually had another conversation after me and you spoke with somebody that was on my team. We're not in the same leg, mm-hmm. because when you build, you have 3 main legs, and those 3 legs are separated. You can still, as a human, work with those other people, but as a business, you have to decide how that benefits everybody. So me and her, we work together because I'm signed underneath her. But if we weren't signed underneath each other, she can bring me 10 people that can't trade because they can't afford it. I can sign all of them up at $230 a piece. I get a $25 signing bonus off of each person. I can give her the $250, and I can just keep the statistics of them being in my back office, and they can now have wealth for them, their family, and their children, and the ability to do the same thing that we just did for their people. So if you really want to work together, you can. But I keep getting, it's been a 50-50 split, but it's been a silent 50-50 split. Like, it's been a silent, yeah, we think that's dope, and a loud, no, we're not going to do that. You get what I'm saying? So I understand that I'm a one-of-a-kind kind of person. That's why I named myself Vigilante. So when I get those no's, it just shows me that my purpose is higher than this person's mental capacity can see. I joined Forex not because I wanted to get rich. I joined Forex because it was a way for me to take the money that I got from Netflix, Zaxby's, shoe deal, car deal, this movie, that TV show, this modeling brand, and put it back into the community forever. If I died right now, my money would still live forever. My purpose is still living forever. That was my opportunity to do that.
Okay. So how does one get started with Forex?
Well, it's a 30-second link that you got to fill out, which you just creating a password and choosing your form of payment, how you want to pay your $230. And then we load you into a Telegram group that has over 2,000 to 3,000 other African American people and mixed demographics in there for certain teams of other traders that's going to welcome you with open arms, because all they want to see you do is make money.
And so this $200 that you initially pay to get in, that goes to whom? That goes to the IML Academy. And that then releases the education to you on how to trade, when to trade, 20, 30 different teachers for you to learn from, short videos that break down what trading is in depth. They pretty much give you the whole trading encyclopedia visually and in literature, depending on your learning style. Have you been trading for a while? It's been 2 months. 2 months? It's been 2 months. Okay. And since you began trading, have you made your initial investment back? I've purposely not made my initial investment back because I'm always shelving out more than I'm putting in, because I'm coming from a philanthropy standpoint. By the time that
I'm gonna say this time next year, I'll probably be receiving $50,000 a month for the money that I'm putting in right now. I'll probably shell out $100,000 in total to make $50,000 every month. So I'll double my investment the month that I reach.
Are you into stocks as well?
Not entirely. I've heard of Robinhood. I've heard of the other things that they do stocks, but I have not gotten fully into it.
Or do you feel that stocks are similar? Well, you're not fully into it, but the way that trading works, is it just trading currencies based on which country currency is falling or which country's currency is rising? Is that the premise of Forex?
There's a whole science to it, and it depends on how deep you want to get into the scientific aspect of it. The teachers break it down for the people who want to be super profound in trading, and then they also give you the option to just be present and to learn as much as you would want to learn for your capacity and for also what your goal is within the company. It's certain people that come in and join and they like, yo, I want to be where that teacher is at. I want to be teaching these classes. I want to know all of that. And there's certain people that come in like, I don't really know too much, but I'm gonna learn enough so where I can make good trades.
Okay.
So it just depends on what your goal is within the company.
Is it a lot? So you being in it for 2 months, do you feel like it's a lot of information that you need to download and you need to create a time management schedule? Or do you feel like it's something that you constantly have time for, or is it something you're constantly making time for? Because I know you are a man of many things. So how do you fit this into your schedule, the learning of it?
I want to say all of that is true and none of it at the same time. Because one of our problems as African Americans is that we have no control over our schedule at all. I hate it when I'm talking to my friend and they say something like, yeah, I got to go to work. You mean you got to go to that place where you make that other person rich that makes you unhappy? That's all I hear. So you have time to do that, but you don't have time to help yourself. You sound like a damn fool. And I'm not saying people with a 9-to-5 are fools, but I'm saying the fact that you've conditioned yourself to wake up for somebody else every day. You're afraid to be late on a clock that somebody else has created.
And in school, well, getting into that, I feel like school is a part of that. We go to school, conditions you. It conditions you because when you get out of school, then you're kind of like, when you're 18, you're like, dang, what I'm supposed to do now? I guess I go back to school.
That did happen.
And that happened. So a lot of us got tricked into paying $40,000 just for somebody to tell us what to do and how to learn. So it's a conditioning that starts when we're, 5 years old when you first start school? And so for 20 years, you have to figure out how to relearn and unlearn. And that's why I think that homeschool is essential. And now it's interesting because before homeschool was a thing, before it was mandatory, before COVID, I always said I want to make sure that I acquire enough knowledge so that I can successfully homeschool my children, because the things that we learn in school is the reason why African Americans are low when it comes to the financial literacy. And like I was saying, the PFIN, which is the Personal Finance Functional Knowledge Chart, the PFIN Index, it gauges your personal finance knowledge and the understanding in 8 functional areas. Earning, so determines the wages and home pay. Consuming, budgets and managing spending, which being consumers is something that's not studied or talked about enough, because that is how capitalistic societies operate, from consumers, which all of us are. And we need to figure out how to either be the originator or the consumer. But then saving, factors that maximize accumulations. Investing types, risk and return, which is something that is essential for us to learn, because we are always afraid to take those risks, those calculated risks. We, in our communities, we just want to hold on to our money and save when the money is not working for us. It's just sitting in our accounts. So financial literacy when it comes to investing, borrowing and managing debt, like we talked about earlier, acquiring, if it is a loan, take that loan and learn how to pay it back so that you can build your credit and you can take more money, other people's money, and build off of that. And then insuring, types of coverage and how insurance works. We need more literacy when it comes to that. Comprehending risk and uncertainties. And then go to information sources. So recognizing appropriate sources and advice that we should take when it comes to financial proficiency. Mm-hmm. And so these are the things that are evaluated when it comes to the PEEP and the personal finance knowledge or personal finance index. These are the things that need to be built upon. We need to learn more. We need to know more about trading and investing and calculated risk and earning and consuming and saving. And these are things that people should be probably teaching their children when you think that your children are too young to learn, how banking systems work. And I don't think that that's fair to your child. You think just because they're 7 years old, they don't know, they can't understand interest rates. Mm-hmm. Well, they can.
Yeah, they can.
They can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Derek Grace, do you follow him?
Is that the dad with the son
and the daughter, and they
has the
tats all over his face?
I hope we're talking about the same dude, I hope we're not talking about the same dude, because if we're not, that means it's two different dads that's doing some good stuff. So, but if we are, is it the son that was sitting in the back seat when he was telling him, so what is a financial loan? So what is a this?
Not him, but I've seen that video of him. So there's a couple black dads out there going viral doing some amazing things. Shout out to the black dads. Black dads be doing it, okay? Black dads be doing it. Black dads don't get enough appreciation, but shout out to the black dads, because black daddies be lit.
That's a fact.
Okay? Black daddies, when they in, they all in.
They in.
And I don't know about them other stereotypes they be trying to associate with black daddies, but it just ain't true. Okay? And I like seeing what the black dads are doing with instilling these affirmations and this knowledge in their children. So Derek Grace, I bring him up because he has a board game for children, and it's kind of like Monopoly, but it's it's called in-home banking, and it's for children ages 5 and up, I think, for them to learn how to bank at home, how to learn how interest works, and all of that type of stuff. And I think that's what's essential for homeschooling. A lot of people complaining right now, like, oh, the kids is home because of COVID. Take that time, utilize that time, and teach your children the things that you wish you learned. I wish I learned how to do taxes when I was in high school.
100%.
Why did we not learn how to do taxes, but we got to pay them? How does that make sense?
Well, everybody ain't paying them, but
credit cards too.
You'll go to jail. One thing I was watching somebody's live last night, because one thing I've been doing during COVID, if it ain't learning, then it ain't me. But I've been learning a lot. If I'm on a live, it's because it's some type of learning going on. Like, I remember they was doing the Brandy versus Monica live, but it was another guy who does like real estate flipping. He was on live. I was like, yeah, let me learn about this real estate, because Brandy and Monica, they music gonna be there. I see that. Let me learn. Let me get on the right live. But yeah, they were just talking about how accessing this knowledge is what's going to take us to the next level. Financial literacy is what's going to take us to the next level. And with that being said, I want to make sure that our guests stay tuned, because our next episode, we are going to talk about how financial literacy can then strengthen the movement that we are fighting against systematic racism. Accumulating wealth in the Black community is one of the ways that we can battle what's happening in our communities. Because if we don't own the ship, what are you? A slave. So thank you, Vigilante, for chopping it up with me, talking about finances. How can the people stay locked in with you? How can they tune in and, be attached to everything that you're doing?
At Vigilante LOM on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. VIGILANTELOM. Vigilante Visuals on YouTube. I got Freestyle of the Year on 107.9 last year on that YouTube channel. Vigilante Vivo, my episode of For My Man, is on my Vivo. I think it just hit 1 million views too. So that's dope. So For My Man, go check that out. I play the lead character, Marcus Ellington. MLOshoes.com. So check those out. Fade Life Clothing. Go check that out. And You're on Deck playing cards, poker chips, and phone holders. Go check them out as well.
Dope. All right. You know you are rocking with Binfluenced with the Inside Out. I am Lady T, the Finesse Queen. You catch me on Instagram, Facebook, chat, that, all of the above on @ToyaM.Nelson.
And this is your girl, the official Ms. D. This was a great show. This young man has it going on. That's why I did not have to worry about doing any business spotlight because he has all the businesses going on. But, you know, I always got to close out with an old school statement, a little of that old school information that's going on. One of the things that we really need to, when Vigilante said it starts with changing your mindset, you definitely have to change your mindset. Because no, we don't learn those things in school. But then there became a thing called trade school and vocational schools. And they were pretty much for the urban community and those that they felt could not learn. So to go to a vocational or trade school meant that it gave you that stigma that you're not smart enough. But in actuality, this millennial group and these Gen Zs, you are showing that we don't need your formal education. We know how to do this because we were always born to do this. And I always go back to when my children were in an African-centered school, they did not sit at a desk and work for 7 hours. They stood up, they moved, they used their hands because in our culture, you are supposed to observe the child, see where their strength is, and you're supposed to nurture that strength because that's their God-given gift. So y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this ride, all right? Because you guys are showing my babies, my grandbabies, what to do in the future. And yes, they do understand the stock market because when I sat down last year, December, for the holidays and explained to my 10-year-old granddaughter why I was buying her stock for Christmas and not giving her a gift, she's the one that said, well, you know what? I think you should buy Amazon because my mom's always shopping from Amazon. And you should get my brother like something with PlayStation because little boys like to play Fortnite. And then you should get Parker something for Disney because little kids like Princess and all that stuff. So
Smart.
So they get it.
They get it.
Again, this is the Inside Out with Lady T, La Finesse Queen on Binfluenced Live. We are here at the Gathering Spot in Atlanta, Georgia. And we will see you next week. We are out.